When do we want them?
I don't think the city has treated its workforce with the respect and dignity that we deserve. During the tough budget times, we came and we gave back.
So they're like, we're going through difficult times, and we were like, okay, we get it. So we gave things up as reasonable people.
And as a public servant, we sacrifice, and we're passionately dedicated to serving communities.
I mean, I feel like the biggest looming hard choice is just the one around whether or not we can afford to stay in the city.
Residents are back to work in our city, and as a result of our broad-based recovery, healthy budget reserves, and fiscal discipline, our city's credit rating is the highest in history.
But now it's like, we're doing great, and it's like, okay, well, let us do great so we can afford housing. Housing costs are increasing, but our salaries are not, so we can't really afford more house. And that's where we're moving. And I need to pack in by the end of the month. I used to live in the Mission about 6 months ago, and I got a rent increase that basically doubled my rent. And so I moved into this place October of last year. And unfortunately, the last tenant under the original lease took a job in New York. And so she pretty much almost doubled the rent. And I tried to negotiate and everything with the owner, but they were like, sorry, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Maybe you can find some kind of IT roommates.
I've said a few times that what is scariest at this point is that I can't actually imagine a future in San Francisco, which is so sad because I love our life here and we have so blessed. And it's amazing that two people who work for the city and have wonderful jobs, that it's hard to imagine being able to live here for many years with a kid. Like I said, I don't think that we could find another apartment we could afford in the city.
Last fall, my landlord evicted me. She claimed both owner move-in and Ellis Act. I lived in the Mission prior to my current residence, and I paid 30% of my income for rent. I now pay 60% of my income for rent. It feels like being punished. You do all the right things, and you work really hard, and you create a life that's fairly stable, in that you're at the same job for 13 years. So to suddenly face this economic reality where you can't compete at all, and the city is fighting a 5% raise, when that's going to barely touch what kinds of economic realities we're facing.
The last place that I lived went for over $6,000 a month.
We're in a situation where you really have to be a wealthy person to live very modestly in San Francisco.
The middle class is really slowly slipping away, and that includes a lot of our members.
We're being priced out of the city that we love and that we've served in for many, many years.
When I look around the city and I see all the cranes, and it warms my heart to think that we're doing so well in this city.
In this economic moment, we should be flush with funds for public services and for fair wages and benefits.
It feels like a kick in the pants, basically. Like, sorry, this isn't a place for you.
I always thought that when things got better, the city would say, look, you guys have been great. Let's try and fix what you had to give away.
It's kind of sad that even though we're in public service, even though we could be working in IT as kind of educated professionals and making 5 times what we make, that people think that we don't have good intentions for the city.
I know I take really seriously what it means to be, a public servant and work in a public office, and I don't want to cut any corners on that. We really feel like, okay, as people who have a rent-controlled apartment and jobs, and we need to stay.
I stay because it's extremely meaningful work to be able to provide programs and services that really do impact the communities that we serve, that really make a difference.
I think the answer is for the city to finally thank us for what we've done for the city over the years, for the concessions that we've made over the years, because we care about this city, and we would love to see the city care about us.